Welcome back, dear listeners, to another electrifying chapter of Experiencing Amazing Transformation podcast. We're thrilled to have you join us as we embark on a brand new adventure through the realms of personal growth, extraordinary stories, and profound insight. Get ready to be captivated by the extraordinary journeys of individuals who have undergone remarkable transformations, defying odds and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So buckle up and prepare to be inspired as we delve into exhilarating world of self-discovery and witness the power of change unfold before our very eyes. So welcome back to Experiencing Amazing Transformations, where the extraordinary becomes reality. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Oh, it looks like, hey, Mo.
All
Hey.
right. How you
Oh,
doing?
wonderful. Welcome.
Yes.
You did
So
it.
sorry about that, guys. It was rough, but we got
Wonderful.
it.
We're glad to have you on. We're glad that everything worked
Yes,
out successfully.
most definitely. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm so sorry. You know, I tried to prepare, but we here. It's all good.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes you just can't prepare for the unseen. So it's all good. We're
Right,
here and we are so
right.
excited to have you on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's gonna be good.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So, for
Hmm.
those that don't know you, um,
Hmm.
and those that haven't been on the podcast, my name is Kimberly, and I am the host of Experiencing Amazing Transformation podcast. And I am extremely excited about Mo. Oh, and the music that just blew me away. I was just
God bless you.
Oh my gosh. And I cannot wait till we dive into it. But guys, I got to tell you, when I was listening to just my random playlist and I added him to my music that I listened to and it started playing and I was like, "Oh, I need to find my husband." It's nice. It's amazing. It just kind of it captivated me. So I just
God
could
bless you.
not
Thank you.
wait to share
Yeah.
and just let the world know. I want to
Yeah.
be able to use this platform to just share this gift with the world because man, it is a gift.
Oh
The
man.
gift.
God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Um, man, I do, this is only my second ever interview, so I'm very excited about it. So I hugely appreciate it, for real.
Fantastic. Well, we are so
Yeah.
honored to have you. Really, so honored. Oh my God, because it's only up from here. Um,
Yes.
yes. So, for those that don't know who you are and where you're from,
Hmm.
tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yeah. Yes. For everybody that's joining us, first of all, thank you so much, and assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. That means may the grace, peace, and mercy of God be upon you all. Um, I am Levar. I am a true uptown New Orleanian. I am a singer, songwriter. I used to be a b-boy back in the day. Uh, um, I've been blessed from both sides of my family to have the gift of music. I kind of didn't have a choice, when you have family on both sides that are just musicians, singers and poets and all of that kind of stuff. You kind of just really don't have a choice, you know. And it was a choice that I'm happy that I didn't have to make, you know. Um, and that's about it, I mean, as it relates to music anyway. I'm heavily deep into it. I'm deep into all types of music. I mean, rock. I love rock because of the major and minor chords. I love jazz, for the fusion. I love R&B for the love songs. I love country for the stories. So I love it all. I'm walking, breathing manifestation of music by the grace of Allah.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's so when you told us a little bit about your background. So when you say you grew up on both sides of the family were musical backgrounds,
hmm
what all does that entail? Is that you playing instruments? Is that what does that look like? What did that
Oh
look
yeah, most definitely. The first instrument that I learned was piano, and I want to give a huge shout out to Yvonne Hitz. Yvonne Hitz was actually the one that was she was my piano teacher and manager at a time. My mom put me in piano lessons. My mom is a singer. My uncle Donald, he's a singer and a bass player. My grandfather was a quartet singer for the Zion Harmonizers, and then you know, on the other side of my family, my dad was a poet. My grandmother on that side was a singer. My auntie Joy was a singer. My uncle David was a singer. So it's like I had such a huge background of music. So it started off with piano for me, and then it grew into bass. And um, the singing, you know how it is when when your parents and well, my mom and my aunt specifically used to put me in the little Christmas programs and make me sing all the solos at church. you know uh so there you go, so that's a segue right there. Yeah, I started singing in church.
I love it.
Yeah,
All the great ones do, right?
they do, that's where they get their start.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but from playing piano, that's where I kind of got into I wasn't disciplined enough to learn to read music, so I played everything by ear. Miss Yvonne, she did the best that she could. I promise you she did, but I just kind of wanted to do my own thing. And I think as an adult now, I wish I would have taken it seriously. And I'm going to again, because I would probably be way more diverse, I guess, if I had better playing skills. But she was great. And from there, that's when I started writing music and then started applying what I learned to that. And that just started a whole other different thing for me as an artist. I
Yeah.
was young. I was like 11, 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
That's
Yes. It
awesome.
was, it's great. It's great. It's a beautiful story. It really is.
So you absolutely love music.
I love it to death. I don't know what I would do. Um, that's my most sincere and authentic expression, and I've been blessed to not really have to grab motivation from anywhere. It's like if I hear something, I'll just grab the notebook and I'll just start writing about anything, so it doesn't have to necessarily be an experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be anybody else's experience. I can hear the music and I can hear what it sounds like. If it sounds like depression, then it can be a sorry, sad love song. If it sounds like having a good time, then I can imagine a club scenario. You know what I mean? Like it necessarily doesn't have to be an experience, something that I've experienced. I mean, when I hear the music, it just makes me feel some kind of way, so I write about it.
Man, that is a gift, and it sounds like it's fulfilling.
Yeah, it feels so good, but what a lot of artists won't say is that it can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating when you have so many ideas come at you at one time. What they won't tell you is, when you want to lay down these ideas, the original idea that you may have had ain't it. So you have to keep going back over it and back over it and back over it. It took me 2 years to record this album because it had to be right. So initially what I wanted to put on there, or initially how, or originally how I may have written the song, I had to change it because it just wasn't it, but it became it. And, it can be very frustrating to turn all of your thoughts into a format. That's like taking, um, that's like trying to catch a colony of gnats in a net. You can't catch a gnat in a net at all. But that's what it feels like sometimes. So then I have to go get a jar and just, and
Yes.
so it can be very frustrating. I assure you. But I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it, for the world. I believe Allah has given me a gift for a reason and a message for a reason, you know, and I think it's to spread, love and vulnerability and expression, especially coming from a man,
Yes. Yes.
today, because it sucks to me anyway. Who am I? But to me,
I mean, you're someone that is using a gift to express and say things that some men aren't able to say. Um,
yeah,
or you're able to present into words or into a sound that men
hmm
feel, but they can't
yeah,
portray because, for whatever reason, their backgrounds, their issues, their things they don't want to talk about that bother them, but you're
hmm
able to say it and sing it and they can hear it and they're like, that's what I've
right,
been feeling.
right. I think it just has to be cool again, you know. Um, and I think that the industry, the greats to me, who I would consider greats, um, I think that they gave up their formula to fit into a different type of box, and I think that's why R&B, at least from the male side, is on a steady decline. When you have certain artists, you know, are saying some stuff that it's like, damn, man, you really saying that?
Right.
Because I feel like they have to make the money or whatever it is. And trust me, I've seen it with my own eyes. I got partners in the industry, but it's like I don't want to do that. I can't change my formula because I wouldn't be who I am. You know what I mean? And I don't have an issue with I don't have the issue with being vulnerable in my music.
Yeah.
Um, it's not, I was around masculine men, in my life that weren't afraid to be like, Dupe, I love you, Shaka, I love you, you know what I'm saying? Or brother, I love you, Drill, I love you, like these are coming from men. So I don't understand like why it's a problem to talk in music to project to our women a certain way without it being overly saturated with sex.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I mean, making love is good. It's good, it's great. But when it becomes a thing, like from start of the album to finish of the album, and then it's talking about, whatever it is, and I'm not hating on anybody. It's just like that's it. That's all we got to offer is money and sex. I don't know. Not me, because I really ain't got no money. So, you know.
Oh
I
my
mean, but you
God.
get what but you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
I just want to continue to put the message out of love and put the love back into R&B, one song at a time. That's what I say.
Yeah. I think it does help too, because a lot of, I would say that I would listen to R&B male artists. They
hmm
they would, how we started younger listening to it. They talked about love and all that, and then they went into rapping, and it's
Yeah.
oh, so. okay, now it's vulgar versus
Yeah,
like easing it in there. It's like, okay.
yeah, yeah.
So it's
I
not
don't know how it.
happened. Huh?
No, I was gonna say I don't know how it flipped from "If Only for One Night," "I'm So Into You." I remember the Shy Lights had a song. They said, "I want to give you a 5 pound box of love with $1 billion bill on top, diamonds in every corner, with a big black pearl for a lock." What? You know how romantic that is? We
Yes.
went from that. We went from that to this stuff.
That's
You
all
know
you
what I mean?
can say. That's how you have to describe it too. This stuff.
Yeah, this stuff. So I'm just trying to. I'm not the only one, I'm sure, but I'm um I'm just trying to get back to where it was all right to to love and express, to your woman, you know, or to your man now.
You're
you know.
right. You're right.
So so I that's just where we are with it, and we got to be okay with it, but I can't change my formula though. I
Yeah,
can't change it. Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
So with this new album, um,
Mhm.
okay, so for our listeners, I know we have it in the title, bringing back R&B. Well, bringing R&B back to relationships. That's how I took it. I was just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
excited.
Mhm.
Being married, 11, 12 years, being with my husband over 17 years, it's like, hearing it made me go, yeah, I'm sitting this
Mhm.
down because it's love. So I
Right.
just feel like even in a marriage that's been, around for a while, you just kind of, the music just kind of brings back like it ignites a fire. So with me
That's
saying
cool.
all of that, like, what inspired you to do this album?
Um, I had I wanted to. That's a good question.
Okay, take your time.
Aside from me just needing to complete another work because it had been so long, my last album, Reinvention, I want to say that was like 2018, 2019, I think. And that album was, was it was a pretty good album, to me anyway. And aside from the time gap, I just felt like this album, was R&B Volume 2. Obviously, I had a first, volume under a different name. Um, I think that this album was needed, and I think that it really needed to be a true R&B album. Um, and that means from like the production and everything. There used to be albums where you could talk about, a love and then a breakup and then making love and then there was an inspirational song. Man, some of your most fire R&B albums had even a gospel song at the end of it, right?
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So my aim for this album was to give Jodeci vibes, Teddy Riley vibes, Dave Hollister vibes,
Yes,
Tank vibes, Troop vibes, Chucky Booker vibes. Like I wanted this album to give those vibes, and that was honestly my inspiration behind it because all of those guys that I just named, and everybody knows, anybody that knows me knows Boys to Men, Mint Condition, Michael Jackson are like my top people, favorite artist, favorite band, favorite entertainer. But R&B, like the true essence of R&B, I needed this album to do that because it was necessary. And do you know that this album right here as of now is more successful, and I mean like in streams, in in views, um, than any other album I recorded. For real.
It
And I'm
was
shocked
time.
because when I got the Apple artist thing, I'm looking, I'm just like, what? 250 plate, 1.2K. What? You know what I mean? Like it was huge, you know, so I'm grateful. But anyway, but that was my inspiration behind it. I just wanted to take all of the elements, dig into my box, and get all of the guys that I listen to and just pay a homage to those artists. And I mean by arrangement, by how how I mixed and mastered everything sonically. Like I had to, man, and I was able to work with some people. Can I give a quick shout out, man? Huge shout out to
Yes.
Donald D. Ramsey. That's my uncle. You know, that's my go-to guy. Uh, Uncle, listen to this. You know, he's part of the reason why I had to go back so much and redo stuff. And that's not a bad thing because, he's a perfectionist. And if something ain't sounding right, then who better to listen to somebody that has traveled the world for over 20, 30 years doing this thing? So he was a huge contributor to my album. Huge shout out to Eric Nicholas. Um, Another big bro. He's from the city of New Orleans as well. He's out in LA. You know, he co-produced my album. This is great. He's
Yes.
awesome.
Awesome.
You so yeah, so I had some OGs, to help me, with this. While I may have um had a lot of these songs already just formatted, those guys came in and was just like, nah, over here, over there. Nah, I don't think you should do that, da 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 da. So huge shout out to those guys, to those guys. E, thank you, brother. Uncle D, you know what it is, man.
That's awesome. Yes, I
Yeah,
thank you guys because man, I love it. I want all my listeners to go in. Those that haven't already, download Mo's album, and I'm gonna put it in the link, and I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit of how you can listen to it and get to it after before we end. But man, I love it, and I'm
yeah.
glad you went back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have to, and I mean, and it's okay to dip and dab into, to different things. Like this is going to be my last R&B album for a minute.
Really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because my first love is neo soul and poetry. So I'm going to, I was I had to think about it. It's like, man, so you gonna do volume three? Because you know, um, Allah has blessed me. I've written so many songs, since 16, and I'm 41 now, you know. I just, I just, I just have so much music and it's like, man, I can make another What's R&B volume three, volume four, volume five. But I have not done neo soul at all since I was a teenager. So I want to get back to my first love, which is neo soul and poetry. Um, and that's going to be my next project, and I think forward, that's probably what I'm going to be doing. I love R&B. I have a passion for it, but neo soul and poetry, that's kind of really where it's at. I mean, like that's what my start was.
Yeah.
Um, so I definitely want to get back to that. I think I owe my supporters that. Who have been with me for about as long as I've been recording, because that's what they kind of know me. That's how they know me. I just got into R&B because I was just feeling it at the
Ah,
time. But but neo soul is a different type of it's a different type of vibe for me, and I'm ready to get back into live instrumentation. That's
yeah.
gonna be a fire. That's gonna be a fire album. But we ain't gonna talk about that right
Okay.
now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be bad. Ooh, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bad album. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So tell us, as an artist, uh,
Hmm.
how do you feel like you've evolved since you've done this album?
Man, I So when I first started, I've evolved so much, vocally, um, and even as an engineer. Huge shout out to V Smooth. V Smooth, we were choreographers together, and um, he is actually the one that introduced me to engineering. I went to college for it, music and studio performance art at Texas Southern. Um, uh, and he's the one that kind of was showing me because he was the one that was recording me for free. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
The people only
um,
knew how much studio time cost.
yeah. And he's the reason why I'm so deep into engineering now. But anyway, he showed me the basics,
Yeah.
and it took me years to just kind of compound, what he's taught me and things that I learned on my own. And when I say from my first, my own first that I've done myself project, which was Diamond in the Rough, that was a mixtape. Up until now, night and day. Night and day. Vocally, there's no way I would have thought that I would sound like this now as opposed to then, because then I thought I sounded like this and I didn't. You know what I mean? But when like you say, when you have artists in your family, my mama tell me, "Oh no, you flat. Oh no, you sharp." And Uncle D would be like, "Nah, bruh, that ain't it. You trying to do this? No, I can't even listen to it." When you got people like that, that's not gonna bullshit you and
Yeah.
that's gonna tell you, like no, absolutely not. Turn it off. I can't listen to it. Mama be like, no, no, son, that's not how you do.
That's
You
love.
know, yeah. Listen. What I mean, what now you're talking about? I got posters in here. I got my own studio stuff in here. I don't need a big studio. It's just me, my microphone, and my laptop. That's it. And I engineer industry sounding projects. So it didn't sound like that, you know, back then, but now it does. And it started with this last album, Reinvention. Y'all go get that too. Reinvention.
Yes. Oh man. Man, that is awesome.
hmm
You got a good team.
Yeah. Listen, I have some of the um man, I tell you. The thing that I like about my team is that they don't they don't push their they don't push their resources on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um they don't bridle their artistic feelings or input or perspective, and that just makes for a stronger me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I mean, I I, I just come from a gangster lineage, and while I won't, get into all of that, you know, um, like to them, it's just like nothing. It's nothing, you know. Yeah, man, I used to travel and sing with this choir. Yeah, I used to travel with this dude and play. Yeah, your grandfather was over here. Yeah, your Auntie Joe did this. Yeah, your Uncle Darrell did this. Man, it was like, yeah, so listen, if that shit sound bad, that shit sound bad. But if it sound good, it sound good. And
Yeah.
if you need me, you let me know. It's never been, look, well, I got this going on, so why don't you come here and you talk to this person? It's never been that. It's always been a work thing. I had to work to attain that is what I mean. So whenever I would go with my mom somewhere, and whenever I would go with my uncle or my grandfather somewhere, and they had to perform or something, if they would bring me, it was up to me. It was up to me to do it. I have one story. I went to Essence Fest for the first time, and my uncle bought me, right?
Yeah.
And this is before Jill Scott was big. Like she was, this was way before her first album. She was still singing for the Roots. Well, she was in the I can't remember what they used to call it, a lounge. But anyway, she was in that lounge. She was backstage. So I'm with him. So he taking me to the back tower while Power was there. It was great. So he takes me back there and he's talking to Jill Scott and she's backstage bumming cigarettes. And not one time did he say, "Oh, Jill, this is my nephew." Not one time. It took for me to step up and say, "Hi, I'm Maurice, and I like how you sounded on, if you don't worry about that, like it was just so cool, But yeah, man, it was just so gangster, So I've never, if I needed to network or needed to be in a position to where I could, do things, it was up to me. It was never pushed on me, and I respect that so much, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That is something to respect. That
most definitely, yeah,
find your way.
yes,
Find your way. That's awesome.
yeah. Oh
That's all.
yeah, oh yeah.
I like that.
Hmm.
Oh, that is growth. Yeah, that is growth. So,
Yeah.
um, I'm just throwing some questions out here for you. um, were there anyone that you collaborated with on the album that you just want to give a shout out to or thought was amazing, or how was that collaboration, and how do you feel about it?
Listen. So here's the thing, and this is about to shock you, and this is the honest to God truth. Nobody wants to collaborate with me.
What?
Listen, let me tell you something. There's two people that has collaborated with me on an album. And one, I just finished talking about him, which is my uncle, and another dude, his name is Quinn, but he goes by Q Corvette. Those two have been instrumental in my collaborative efforts because they never said no. Um, I don't know why, and it's definitely not a sob story kind of situation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, okay, I've been wanting to do a duet for I don't know how long. I can't get that to happen. I've been wanting other guys that I just know that homies, man. Like, man, look, man, come get on a song with me, bro. Man, come to the house or I'll bring the studio, I'll bring the mic and stuff down there, whatever. I don't know. But huge shout out to Uncle D. Huge shout out to Q Corvette. They've contributed vocally to the album more than I could ever begin to thank them for. Collaborative producers. Now we start talking about production. Eric Nicholas. We got Tommaso Pinto with Dope Boys Music. Anthony Simmons. Um, Ronald Bryan Clark played the guitar on "Okay to Fly." Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful song.
Yes.
Yeah, okay to Fly is like, man, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
who else? In Harmony's another producer. O'Brien Pittman with O'Brien Music, that's another producer. So I've had some producers collab now. I mean, if you want to talk about that, man, I had, man, heavy hitters, heavy hitters, heavy hitters. I mean, like musicians, not no beat makers, musicians. And that's what we want.
And you can
Yeah,
actually tell because it's more
yeah,
crisp. The sound. Y'all
yeah,
got to listen to it.
yeah. That crisp, yeah, that's long hours of engineering.
Ooh.
Man, man, I can talk to you for hours about the engineering process. Man, you talking about tedious process.
Yeah.
You couldn't, man. It's exactly what it says. Engineering, yeah, I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
It's work. It's
Yeah,
work.
it's a lot of work. When you think it sounds good in here or on the studio monitors, which is awesome, but when you get to your car and that sounds like straight dog water, now you now you got to come back inside, go back into your session, adjust stuff, EQ stuff, dump it back into a mastering suite, master it, do some stuff. Then it may sound like dog water in here, but sound great in the car. Man, that's a lot going on.
That is. That is. It
Yeah.
a lot to that goes into actually making music, making an album,
Yeah.
and to be
Yes, most
at
definitely.
it is a huge accomplishment, and we just really take our hat off to you,
God
and
bless you.
yeah, honor you for it because that was some amazing work. And two
Thank you.
years,
Yeah,
that
2 years.
that can
two
be a
years. It's
lifetime for some people.
yeah. I mean, well, it's definitely, especially, it doesn't just start with, it doesn't stop with just writing the song. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stop with writing. It doesn't stop that you write the song. Now you got to arrange. Now you got to figure out, and pretty much for me, I have all of that figured out. Now it's the music part. Now it's the EQing part. Now it's the publishing part. Now it's the mechanical licensing part. Now it's the syncing part. That is so much stuff that you have to do to make sure that this stuff is completed. And when you hit submit on distribution and they say rejected, now you got to go back and see what's wrong. Man, listen, it ain't for the weak. It's not. It's not. And 3 albums, mixed 4 albums in. Yeah, 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 four. So one mixtape and 3 albums. It's been a journey. So again, huge shout out to D and E and all of the producers that collaborated on this album because I know it was a tedious process for them as well. Waking up to them emails like, hey, listen to this and let me know. So man, so huge shout out to you guys. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, yes. So, how do you hope that listeners will connect um, with your music on this album?
I just hope that it makes them feel good. I hope that it brings them back to a time to where music was fun and where it made you feel something. Um, I think sometimes we listen more to the beat. If it sounds good, then we do lyrics. I want people to get back into listening to the lyrics. If you don't like the way I sing, totally fine. But just hear what it is that I'm saying. Hear what I have to say. You know, um,
But
okay to
amazing.
fly. I'm
Let me
sorry.
put that
I'm
in
sorry.
there.
Go ahead.
You sound amazing. Let me put that in there.
Thank you.
You
I
sound
appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you. I just want people to, if it sounds good, then that's great, right? But I want people to listen to what it is that I have to say. And Okay to Fly is one of those songs where, it's inspirational, and we should be okay to listen to things that are inspirational. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We shouldn't just have to compile a work with nothing but X, Y, and Z. I should be able to talk about whatever it is that I want and everything still be able to flow into each other.
right.
Um, yeah, and I think I accomplished that with this one. I really do. Here I go. Plug this thing on up here before I lose y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We don't want to lose you.
we don't want to lose me. Right. I'm good. You can see me?
Yeah. Well, no, you kind of
You
froze.
can't?
You kind of froze.
Uh-oh.
Long term. What do you see? Okay.
Am I
But
in here? Am I
We can
good?
still hear it. We can still hear you. We just can't see you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think everybody is still good because what you have to say is amazing. Now
Yes.
one of the someone backstage did ask, um, long term, where do you see yourself in the music industry?
I really want to be behind the scenes. I don't really want to be seen on a major scale. Um, that has never really been my thing at all. I would prefer to do like intimate settings. I would prefer to do things like, hold on a second. I would prefer to do things like tiny desk, you know, tiny desk stuff. And if I can do stuff like that, man, I would be so great. I would be so good with just doing that because I don't think I would fit in the main industry. I maybe would fit the aesthetic, but I don't think I would fit mentally in the main industry. I don't think that there's a place for me at all. Aesthetically, yes, but artistically, no. There's only a couple of artists that can do that. And it's not to say that I'm not that artist. And that artist, was Prince. May he rest in peace. Stevie Wonder. We got to keep eyes on him.
You,
We got to make sure he all right all the time.
you're right.
Um, um, you know, Michael Jackson. And those three, I mean, come on. We're never going to see that ever again. Ever, 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 ever. Right?
Yeah.
But they were able to get into the industry and change the narrative. Um, and I feel that I could do that, but I think my scale, it would be up to my supporters to help make that happen. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't think that I would just be able to get on stage and sit on my stool and you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think so because that would be my vibe. I would go out there, sit on that stool. I would work the stage now. I'm gonna work the stage now. But just on a main in the main industry, no, no, that's not my dream. I just want to write music and be in the background,
Yeah.
and like do the small stuff. That's really like that's my dream.
That's your dream.
Oh yeah, I want to connect to people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you see yourself with the album, um,
hmm
do you see or do you have any upcoming performances? Like what's going on?
That Listen, that is the question for as long as I've been trying to record this album is as long as I've been trying to get a show together. Um, I was actually in the mix of getting a show. It was going to be like a virtual concert. Um, but yeah. That was supposed to be last year or the year before, but that fell through because of work.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, that fell through because of work. But with this album, I'm definitely going to rehash that idea. Um, with Ty. Ty is like my manager. You know, Ty. I don't know if you in here. What's up, big brother? I got to rehash that with Ty, and I say he's like my manager. He he doesn't like to be called my manager at all, but he's the guy that I would go to for that type of stuff to get the ideas. You know, so I
Okay.
mess so I yeah so I mess with him when I call him that. He don't like it, so it makes me call him that even more. Yeah, but yeah, with I'm gonna rehash that idea with him and with my other partner's name is Heard. He's a cinematographer, photographer, man, media comes up, man. He is all of that stuff. So he's great. So we're gonna rehash that idea. Um, they may not know it yet, but we are. They know now.
The best way to find out something, go to an interview.
you know, you know. But until then, I'm just gonna do these home video visual things with my songs on them, just to have something for people to see. I'm
Okay.
not really, social media is not my thing at all. I personally think it's demonic, and I think that's just the way that I feel. No shade or harm to anybody. I just think it's too much, you know. But I understand the time that we're in, and that's the only way that I'm gonna be able to really be seen, which I don't like that either. Anybody that knows me know I can't stand to be seen. I just want to be in my little corner, you know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. I've never been that guy, you know. But I have a YouTube channel, and that's where I have my little, videos, and I'll be making some more. And I do have a TikTok, but I only have like two videos on that. So I'm gonna try my hardest to be more visual with my music, you
Okay.
know. Um, so until I get the details for the virtual concert, then that's what I'll be doing. Um, and hopefully I'll be doing some more interviews. I know I will be. There's
Yes.
another interview that's going to be coming shortly after this.
You're right. You were
Oh
right.
yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah. It's coming. Hmm.
and I am so honored and blessed to be able to have you on.
Yes. God
Before
bless you.
we let you go, tell
Yes.
tell everyone how they can. We know you have a YouTube and a TikTok, but go ahead and can you share those links? I'll make sure I type them up. But can you share
Yes.
the names of them, or and also
Yes.
tell us the name of your album and one of your favorite
Yes.
songs?
Ooh.
I threw that in there.
Um. One of my favorite songs on the album is "Okay to Fly." "Okay to Fly" is one of my favorite songs on there. It's actually an old song. Interesting fact. Um, I can be the one. I can be the one. Slow dance. Okay to fly. How can I? I'll just name those four songs. Those four songs are almost 20 years old.
Are you serious?
I'm, I'm very serious. I wrote I can be the one. I wrote I can be the one like in 2007. I wrote I miss you when I was in college. That was 19 years ago. Um, I wrote Slow Dance when I was living in Atlanta, so 2008, 2009. I wrote Okay to Fly in 2010. So these songs are yeah. So yes, we're looking decades old. And the fact that those songs they just seem a little timeless, you
Yes.
know?
That's
Yeah.
what I
So
said. That's what I told the team. I
yeah.
said the music is timeless.
God bless you. God bless you.
I
But you guys can find me on TikTok at the THE _Molavar MEAUXLEVAR, and it's the same thing for YouTube at THE _MAAUXLEVAR at the _Molavar. Um, I had a Twitter. I don't even know the password to that.
You can start over. Ask me. You can start over.
Yeah,
Get it.
so I'll get back into it. I just need to baby step into that. It's not really that important to me. You know what I mean? The artistry, and in order for me to get my artistry out there, platforms like yours and and others is how I want to get out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Posting and reposting and liking shit. It makes me cringe. It really does.
It's work.
But
It's work.
yeah. But guess what? I am so grateful for everybody that has supported the album thus far. Like I said, I'm getting Shazams, the music is on TikTok and YouTube and all of this, so I'm getting monetization, from those things, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful, yeah, yeah, I'm grateful.
Wow. Well, we're excited. We're grateful for the music. We're grateful for good, solid, wholesome R&B, love
Man, God
back.
bless you.
So,
Yes, yes.
man, I'm telling you, it's only up from here, and we are behind you 100%. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, and the name of the album is What's R&B Volume 2. The spelling is a little crazy, but just go to Apple Music or Spotify, just type in my name, Mo Levar, and everything will pop up. Meauxlevar. Mo Levar. That's me.
that's it. That's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
that's it.
We thank everyone for joining us today.
Thank y'all.
This has been so amazing, so inspiring.
Yes.
Before I do let you go, I want to ask one more question.
Hmm.
What would you tell an inspiring artist?
Um, I would tell them to be gentle with yourself and your artistry. Whatever you have to say it. Um, don't doubt your gift. Don't hide it. And stand 10 toes on what type of artist you want to be. Don't try to fit into anybody's narrative except yours. Stand on business, with what type of artist you want to be, and everything will work out fine. Not in your time, in God's time.
Man, y'all heard it first. That was some very encouraging and inspiring.
Yeah,
That's it. Stand on the artist you want to be. I like that.
yeah, stand. Yeah, just stand on it.
That's good. That's
Hmm.
good.
Yeah.
So, everyone, I want you guys right now to go to Apple, Spotify. Where else is it? Is it on all platforms?
Man, it's on everything. Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. I know those are like the main ones. Pandora, even Napster. You remember Napster? We still have Napster.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Find
yeah.
that
We
one.
still have Napster. Um, yeah. I mean, so all of them. You can find the album there. Again, it's entitled "What's R&B Volume 2." Like I said, it's spelled funny, but you'll see me. It's a purple album cover with me. By the microphone. It's great. It's great. Like I said, just type in my name, Mo Levar, Meauxlevar, and you'll see it, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the other works as well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm grateful.
Yes. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And make sure y'all go on all of the platforms. Y'all know how I am. I want y'all to go on every platform and
Yeah.
download, listen, support. Follow him on. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to his soon to be Twitter. We'll get that information for you. Um,
Yes, most definitely.
because it's going to happen. All of it's going to happen. Sometimes you get in
Yeah,
this lane and God just kind of catapults you, in which we know is happening in your life right now. So,
most definitely.
man,
I,
would you like
I
to
think
come back on?
I would love to come back on. It would be great. Yeah, yeah. I would love to come back on. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, I got to get my feet wet with these things.
Well, we thank you so much. We thank you for your time. We thank you
Hmm.
for this opportunity to have you on. Everyone, you guys will be able to go on Experiencing Amazing Transformation podcast page, which is eat-podcast.org, for those of you that don't know, and you'll be able to listen to this interview again. And also, his album will be connected to this on that page. So make sure you guys go listen and just enjoy him. Okay? Thank y'all so much
Thank
for
y'all so
coming
much.
on. And Mo, we just thank you and we can't wait to have you back on. We pray God's blessings abundant
Yes,
over you. And
yes.
God, I know I said this before, but I truly want God to just blow your mind
Mashallah,
because it's
mashallah.
happening.
Yes,
Going to happen. It's your season, it's your time, and it's going to happen, and it's going to just breathtaking. Just bask in it.
yes. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead on and receive that.
Awesome. Oh, well, we're going to give you your time back. We love you so much. Thank you so much
Thank
for
y'all.
being on, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, y'all be cool.
Bye.
Bye.
All of us,